Oh boy, we're back and ready to review the next MLP audio drama, The Lover's Stone. Now before I head to The Lover's Stone, I just want to say that since this series has multiple episodes, I will be reviewing this differently in comparison to last time. I will be reviewing every single episode in their own right, but I probably won't do the same with Remembrance due to the fact that... Thanks Discord, thanks, fucking thank you. Jesus. I probably won't do the same with Remembrance due to the fact that... Yeah. Anyways... I got my water over here, so I can be ready to rant about this. As you saw in the beginning of the video, and you may be wondering why I thought this audio drama was going to be trash. Well, that's because of fucking Bride Discord, and now I hate every single one of you guys reminding me that this piece of shit exists.
Some things are forgotten for a reason!
But to my surprise, it was actually pretty good and not cringeworthy and didn't make me want to die in a nuclear blast at Hiroshima. With that being said, you may be asking yourself, why is this under the audio dramas that aren't great even though Karpa said it's good? Well, first off,
don't ask me questions while I'm in the middle of fucking talking.
And second off, that's because it's just good and not great as, let's say, Silent Ponyville 2, and not try-hard-ish as... well, you know at this point. Let's discuss the first episode and see what I mean, shall we? The first episode is a solid start to the series, unlike The Return of Billy and Test of a Friend. The performances are actually solid, especially Discord and Celestia, as they needed to be since this audio drama is about them and their connection or whatever. And they actually share some really adorable and cute, engaging moments together, which really adds to the story and their overall character. Speaking of the story, I personally love how simple it is and doesn't really fill up with anything complex, due to the fact that this is just a simple love story between Discord and Celestia, which is what an audio drama should be if it's about love or an emotional connection with friends. Simple and doesn't fill up with anything, or doesn't really... The first time I got this take correctly, and then next thing you know, I forgot to fucking mute my phone. What really pulled it all together was the artwork this series provided. I usually don't mention the artwork unless it's good or bad, but Kenzie really hired some talented people behind this project, and I really love some of the artwork. Note that I said some, due to the fact that there are times where there is no art, and it just just see for yourself. Finally, the cover of the song I See the Light.
Without you, all those years full of pain and fear, all that time never even knowing just how...
It's just fantastic, and it does something no other audio drama managed to pull off, making you feel heartfelt and feel such a deep connection towards Discord and Celestia's relationship. It's simple, but it works.
Standing there, it's all so clear. With you I'm meant to be, and a last time here with you, and my heart won't stop beating.
Unlike this piece of dog shit, which had none of those things I said. So with all this being said, with everything Kenzie did right, I think this deserves a rating of...
Discord! What's going on?
Oh.
Yeah, it's time to talk about the bad. For so much good this episode did, it has a lot of flaws and nitpicks of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you things that Kenzie fucked up. Director's cut. Firstly, Spike's voice acting sounds so low mid-episode.
Oh, hi there, Fluttershy. What's up, bro? I think you look amazing no matter what.
What's up with that? Secondly, the picnic scene drags on forever. It slows down the pacing quite a bit. Thirdly, Bob's name. Kenzie, how high were you when you were thinking of the name for the new character? Bob does not sound fitting in the My Little Pony universe. Fourthly, Kenzie's singing voice for Rarity sounds way off.
Really?
Yes, you do. You look lazy, quite ill-prepared.
Ill-prepared. Me?
Don't look nice.
and sounds nothing like Rarity or the voice actress who's portraying her. Same thing goes for Flurry Note. They kind of throw me off a bit. Fifthly, speaking of the song that they're singing on, the parody cover of Learn to Do It fucking sucks. It's so unnecessary and once again ruins the pacing of the story. Sixthly, nice selfish promotion of your art, Kenzie. Could you at least be subtle about it and do it at a scene that seems fitting to the setting? And finally, the inclusion of touch and the deaf sound cliche ruins the tension between Discord and Celestia. Kenzie, you were close. Very close to getting a great rating, but due to these issues, it makes me question your actions. So, is this a solid episode? Yes. But does it have flaws? Oh, absolutely. It has tons of flaws and nitpicks. But does it keep it from being a good episode? No, it does not. It's heavily flawed, but it does little more good than bad. I really recommend this more than Bride of Discord any day of the week. But just be prepared to see some stuff that you won't really like. But this was enough to get me excited for episode 2 and see what they can improve upon. I just jinxed it, didn't I?
Do you know what's wrong?
I have seen a vision of our Führer's future. The death of the old world and the birth of the new. I have built more than just a new kind of soldier. I have created the devil himself.
I really don't want to do this, but let me just go to the script, and yep, I have to read it. I have to say it. But before I have an autistic rant about this, let's discuss the good first. Once again, the story and writing is great. In terms of Discord and Celestia's character, that is. In fact, I like how Kenzie made Celestia snap in this episode, because it adds a bit of humanity in her, which shows that she really is just like everyone else. Again, it's simple, but it works. One thing I was worried about was if the cause of Discord dying was because of a villain. A poor, shitty excuse of a villain. I'm happy to report that instead of just that, is actually connected to when Discord was turned to stone. Thank fucking God. Also, we see more of Luna and see how she reacts to the situation. And I gotta say, I love it. I love it a lot. In the actual show in My Little Pony, we never got to see how Luna react to Discord's reformation. Nor I think we never saw her react to Discord betraying them. Again, I think, since I don't really want to see the worst episode of all of season 4 again, and that's all I have to say in terms of good. You can tell how unprofessional this is because after watching episode 2, it made me question what the fuck Kenzie thinks, because she went from a 6.5 to below Return of Vinley, and this episode just pissed me the fuck off. Again, how did you start so high and then fall down right at your fucking face? The sudden love connection between Bob and Luna is so forced that even the love connection of Discord and Fluttershy in the Bride of Discord, aka God's fucking mistake, is better than this.
How did you manage that?
The cameos in this episode are just obnoxious and distracting to the story. Especially Brony Guardian's cameo. Like, could you be less subtle with your cameos, Kenzie? I get it's hard to add background ponies. I wouldn't mind seeing some cameos here and there, but if it's subtle and well done, it gets a pass. But Kenzie, you just put it right in your fucking face. And worst of all, the two new characters. Scarlet Scribble. I don't care her name. I know it's written in the script, but I don't care. And Gypsy Heart. Their character is just the worst. The performances are god awful for them. And I just like, when I watched it, I just feel like they're just there for comedic relief. Speaking of performances, I'm sorry, Izzy, if that's how you pronounce your name. I love you, bud. But even your performance is just robotic. As robotic as the conversations you will hear from Ubisoft's presentation of their newest game.
Let me adjust my build. Got my crossbone chem launcher.
I'm a human person, and I'm having a human conversation with other humans.
I'm not gonna mention the songs. They're just forced, as they always been. But like, think of the cover of Learn to Do It, but like 10 times more worse and more unnecessary, especially when it involves the two worst characters ever created. This is short, very short, but like I wrote a whole paragraph, and I know, and for how should I react to this, but like I don't want to. I want to move on from episode 2. I want to move on. This is. I know that meme was unnecessary in the beginning, but I don't care. It was funny. And also the fact that Performance Manager was in it doesn't like give it a lower grade than it already has. I just thought it was funny, since he plays a character that takes care of the fucking baby, which I had low expectations for this episode because of the disaster that was episode 2. But would this be the one to make up for episode 2?
Kind of.
As always, let's start off with the good stuff, which so happened to be more character interaction between Celestia and Discord as usual. And surprisingly, the performances actually improved. Izzy now has more than one emotion as Luna. Kenzie and Anna do better with their performances. We got some backstory about Celestia and Discord, and that they actually fell in love long ago, which is always nice as someone who personally loves story. We actually get an emotional scene that made you feel something rather than going why, which is followed up with something cute and heartwarming. Oh, and the ending, it's great. Is there any more good stuff to talk about this?
And that's pretty much it.
You think I'm joking? There is nothing left about this. We still got more 4 songs. Well, the second song is straight up laughable because it's on MIDI.
Lord, can we get through this and beat the fading time?
Scarlet is annoying as hell, and the cameos are even more obnoxious and distracting, and the performances are fucking horrendous. I hate the Brony Guardian cameo, but at least he can fucking act, unlike these fucking dickheads. Well, this one is a dickhead, which raises the question of why. Again, Kenzie, you're making me question your actions right now. Also, you know in the last review I mentioned that Kenzie overused the hoof effects? Well, by the time you reach episode 3, you'll get annoyed as hell. Again, it's distracting from the story and dialogue. Hell, even Ashley H doesn't use the hoof effect a lot. Can you at least add some variety to the hoofs depending on what environment they're in? Also, this scene.
So, what do we need to do right now? More work?
No. We should take a break and maybe play some video games.
Oh.
What game?
Call it Equestria.
Whoever thought this was a good idea, because whoever did, I hope you meet the love of your life, get children, only for the love of your life to get fucking cancer and die with your children dying of alcohol poisoning after realizing how much of a shitty parent you fucking were.
Jesus!
Now that we're all calm, let's recap a bit. This episode is just a mixed bag. Is it better than the last episode? Definitely. But it's just a shadow of his former self. This could have been so much better if we still had more character development and dialogue for the two new characters that isn't annoying and makes them more like actual characters with their goals and fears and not just make us feel like they're just there for comedic relief. Remove the second song straight out. Stop making cameo after cameo unless it's subtle and well executed, and just focus on Discord and Celestia's relationship and flesh out their characters, rather than adding another relationship that we have to focus on as well, even though it isn't even that great and it feels like it was as a second thought. Oh boy, episode 4 has a strong start, showcasing the best the series has to offer. But in this one, however, the voice actors for Celestia and Discord fucking shine in this one. Except Celestia's voice actor does a better job than— What is this? An actual good song that is not only moving, but also has a good transition and has some good instrumentals this time, and also isn't completely forced. Good on you, Kenzie. You did something God's mistake couldn't do.
I am not letting off. I am not letting off.
Yeah, this is nowhere near as great as the cover of I See the Light from the first episode, but this is a good addition that I don't mind, and I couldn't really see the story progress without this song. Gypsy Heart and Scarlet, they are serviceable at best. Well, Gypsy at least. Scarlet still feels like she's just there for jokes and stuff rather than a well-defined character, but Gypsy still is not great either, but at least she's more better than Scarlet by showcasing that she is concerned about Luna. Yeah, Carpa, Luna, the script is right there in your face. But at least she's more better than Scarlet by showing that she is concerned about how Celestia feels about the situation. Same goes for the song Harmony. Actually, everything is just serviceable, passable. Like everything. The Harmony song, passable. The interactions between Celestia and Discord, passable. Gypsy Heart and Scarlet, passable. Everything is just passable. Oh, but there is one positive thing about this. We don't have to suffer the pain that is the forced relationship of Luna and Bob, nor any forced cameos in this episode. It's time to fucking celebrate.
Probably. But first, tell me why you suddenly got so mad at him again.
I don't like where this is going.
You're right.
No!
Now, let's go do some work for now.
You don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, and the ending once again is great. It keeps you on the edge of your seat and going like, oh shit, what's gonna happen in the next episode? Now with that being said, this is just a mixed bag. This emotionally confused me when I watched it. I didn't know what rating it should get, because like, it's not good, but like, it's not bad either. It's just that Kenzie doesn't really take this episode to its fullest potential. Like, if Kenzie did that, this could have been the most fantastic episode she could have written. But no, nothing. It's just nothing. We barely get to see Fluttershy and how she's handling with the situation. You know, the character that supposedly is the one who's best friends with Discord, and we barely get any screen time about it. We don't get to see more of Gypsy Heart and Scarlet Scrib comforting Celestia and take the opportunity to build their characters, establishing their goals and their fears and how they as well are concerned. But no, Kenzie doesn't take that opportunity. This is the most forgettable episode anyone could have written. The Lover's Stone had a solid start, but took the wrong turn for the worse. And since then, it hasn't really did anything besides decent. Sure, I love the writing for Discord and Celestia with the character being developed more and using the show as a base to their character arc, but by the 4th episode, it gets downgraded to hell. With what I have seen in the trailers and the casting calls for episode 5 and a bit of episode 6, I am worried as hell. Because we're getting 2 more new characters, and considering that Gypsy and Scarlet had terrible starts with robotic performances, it's concerning to say the least. We're also gonna get an emotional scene with the biggest quotation marks you can imagine with Bob, even though his character isn't even fleshed out enough to deserve an emotional scene. Plus, we only see him being called a mayor once, so he done fucked up Kenzie once again with the original characters. As for the songs, only 2 of them are good while the rest of them are just bad and unneeded. Before you ask me, Carpa, what's your example of a good song with a good transition and good timing? Look at any Disney animated film like Beauty and the Beast, Moana, Tangled, etc. They have good transitions and wonderful timing. Not only that, but you can't really see the story progress without the songs. That's where the Lover's Stone fails. You can literally see how the story could have gone without the songs, which is very, very bad on your part. Again, before you say that these films had a bigger budget, which is why they were good, remember this, you can still make something shit with a bigger budget. What really matters if the people who are in charge of the project know what the fuck are they doing. With my rant being over, and before I end this segment with an overall rating of this series, let's go over the ranking of each episode. Number 1. Every moment counts. Yeah, I know I'm basic, but this is still a good episode with a fantastic song and great performances. It's just a shame that we never get to see this level of good ever again. Number 2. Disharmony and Memories. These episodes were hard to rank, so I decided to put them together due to the fact that how they are nothing besides decent, with nothing being explored or well written besides Discord and Celestia. Finally, number 3.
For you.
I had no trouble ranking this one. This is easily one of the worst episodes I've ever seen in my life, and it really fucks up everything the first episode had set up and had me excited for. So, what's the overall rating of the series? I had such difficulty rating it, but for now, I might change it later on, I'm not really sure. It will get a 6 out of 10. It does a few things good, but a lot of things are holding it back from being a great series and a serious competitor to Bride of Discord to show how a true love story should be handled. So, did you agree with what I said? I know this is redundant in sense you probably didn't, but I'm just making sure once again. Part 3 of this review, which is on the Remembrance series, will not be coming out next month due to the fact that a Battlefield 1 retrospective will be coming out. What's that? You don't care because you only hear from my My Little Pony audio dramas reviews and not for any other type of content I provide? Well, that's just fucking fantastic. Well, either way, I hope you actually enjoyed this review of the Lover's Stone series since it took a lot of my time to do so, and I hope you'll be looking forward to more reviews or more of my future content if you really like me that much. So, have a nice day, I guess. Or don't. You can do that as well. That's an option.
I just know that this can't be